today, and he is going to be introducing Sir David to us. So please, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome on stage the one and only Mr. Steve Clark, everybody. Give him a round of applause.
What a pucker event. Is everyone having a good time? Yeah. Well, like you, I'm a massive fan of Sir David, and from Granville to Dalboy, and from Jack Frost to Captain Frank Beck in that marvellous BBC drama, All the King's Men. He's delivered some of the finest performances any actor has in the UK. So let's have a look at some of the reasons we all admire and love him so much.
I'd like to start bidding at 150,000.
Ronnie, this time next year we will be millionaires.
School games, gold chains, what's the names and that?
I'll give my name, I'll give my name. What are they worth? It's got me by the damn lot.
Becoming a regular occurrence, choosing the best crop.
Detective Inspector Frost, Denton CID. Can you spare me? George, check out every one of those telephone numbers in that field. Oh, McCarty certainly draws a line under the last 20 years. Right. And brace yourself. Nice and cool, son. Nice and cool, you know what I mean? Lovely chap.
We are seconds away. So obviously we saw a lot of David's work there. Quick show of hands, favourite character? Is there one? Dare I ask? I think we probably know. David's favourite character for you guys? Which one? Thought it might be.
Marley.
Is Sue in the room? I think Sue's taking a break. So, oh, you are. Someone shouted Marley and Sue.
We love you.
So we are seconds away. I keep saying that. So, I might just talk to the dog for a minute, actually, because that's one of the original props, I believe. And as you know, Harry's got a lot of those. What he hasn't got at the moment is, ladies and gentlemen, we are literally now seconds away. There is only one and only. And here he is, the man himself. Well, my great pleasure to introduce Sir David Jason.
Can you hear me back there? Yeah. Who said no? Come up here then. Right. Yes, sir.
So we have some questions, David.
Right.
We're going to start with Darren West. Darren,
Where is Darren?
Can you make yourself known?
Darren, come here.
Can we have a wave? Oh, Darren, you're over there.
Where
Do you
is
have a
Darren?
microphone?
Where's
sir?
Darren? Yes.
Let me pass you a microphone.
This better be a good question. It better not include
I've got your
sex.
question if you need your question. He has his question.
Yeah. Come on, Darren. Yes? What is it?
Of all the roles you've portrayed, what was the character that you found most challenging as an actor?
Oh, that's a good question. I think that I would have to say scullion in Porterhouse Blue, because the reason being that I had been doing an awful lot of comedy, and suddenly I was presented with a character that didn't really have much of a funny side, and that he was ex-military, we worked out. And so I needed to find somebody who had that military bearing and had that attitude. So, which was usually, I'm looking for a funny piece of business or a funny line, but in that I had to ignore all that side and go straight down the middle. So that was the most challenging, but like all the stuff that I've done, I really enjoyed it. So yeah, thank you for that question. Yeah, very interesting.
Thank you very much. So now we have a question from Ben Watkins. Ben, are you about?
Come along, Ben. Speak up, young man. Where is he?
Do we have Ben Watkins?
Well, I don't think Ben's here.
Aha.
Oh, yeah, there's Ben.
Keith's going to pass you a mic.
Passing the mic. What is it then? Speak up.
All the programmes you've done, excluding Still Open All Hours, which would give you the greatest pleasure to make the episodes of?
Well, I think it's fairly obvious that I think it has to be Fools and Horses, really, because the main reason for that would be that every time we got a script, I got a new script for each episode. You couldn't wait to turn the page, because practically every page there was something funnier going on, or just very funny lines. And so from the moment that you read the script to the moment that you performed it in front of an audience, it was a laugh all the way along. So I couldn't say that about every part or every show that I've done, but certainly Fools and Horses was always, from the beginning of reading the script to actually performing it, was a joy and a pleasure. So it would be Fools and Horses. Who agrees?
It's amazing podcast writing from John Sullivan. I mean, just each line.
Yeah, I think you're right, Steve, but what I always sort of say is that most credit should go to the writer, to John Sullivan, because as actors we're just the sort of cannon fodder, really. The brains of the outfit was always John Sullivan and his amazing creative brain. And so, I've always took my hat off, and I'm sorry that we've always missed him dearly. And so we mustn't ever forget that the credit for most of the fun comes from John Sullivan. So,
thank you, David. We've now got a question from Patricia Wills. Have I said that right?
Patricia Will, did you say?
Wills.
Oh, she will. Sorry about that. Sorry,
we have a wave for Patricia.
Oh, there she is. Ah, yes, I remember Patricia.
Yeah. So your question, please.
My most favourite name.
Yeah. Sorry. Remember the other question I'll answer later.
What is your favourite character you've played?
Oh, yes. Now again, these are all very difficult questions, really, because I have to say that every character that I've played, I have enjoyed, and for all sorts of different reasons. But the main, I think, reason why is that as an actor, I'm an actor for everybody that's here would recognise the fact that I try to change my persona from me. I don't want to be me, I want to be that character. So what happens is that all the characters are completely different people, though it's obviously me, but most of the attitude and the way they speak and the way they carry on is an invention. And that is the challenge that has always driven me on. And I give you a sort of example where the difference lies, is that, and I always use some of the big American film stars. Now, if you remember, whoever, say Tom Cruise, Now, Tom Cruise is a very good actor, very, very skilled, but you go to see Tom Cruise, and he never is anything else but Tom Cruise. Whereas I try to invest myself try to create another person. We all know that it's David Jason, but that's David Jason being Arkwright, being Touch of Frost, being Frost, and so that's always been my challenge. So I couldn't really isolate it down. I just enjoyed playing all the different characters. So that's it. And long may it continue. Yes. Don't tell anybody. I'll see you later.
So we've now got a question, I presume, from the same corner of the room from Craig.
You know that makes sense.
Yes, you know, thank you. Yes, thank you very much. No. Where is she? Oh, it's a man. Yes, sorry. Yes.
Have you ever turned down a role in your career, and once the programme had been made without you, regretted it?
Yes, yes. That's interesting too, because it doesn't happen very often, because 9 times out of 10, all the stuff, as we all know here, the stuff that we all have seen me in is stuff that I've accepted because I've liked the show, liked the character, liked the script or whatever. But there was one, and I think it's doing the rounds a bit now, Father Ted. So it was Father Ted I was offered, years ago this was, and it was something about the character that I didn't think it was very good. I mean, it was a bit pious. You know, I couldn't see myself going around going, oh, God bless you. As we say, not for me, Raymond.
And next question from Costa Stavro. Costa, are you about?
Costa, got any coffee? Where is it?
Costa.
Yeah.
While we're looking for Costa,
yeah.
I remembered that years ago you told me that Corporal Jones in Dad's Army was offered to you when Clive Dunn wasn't doing it, and you would have been in Dad's Army, which probably meant you wouldn't have done Fools.
Yeah, I mean, that's a well-documented story, but the story was when they were trying to set up Dad's Army, they were casting and they were looking for different characters. And I went up for the, yes, you know, they don't like it up themselves. And because I was a character actor, and I could do that, if you like, and I did that at the audition, and I went to the audition, BBC, and I read for the director that part, like that, and I got the part, right? So they got in touch with my agent, and I went home and I was really, really excited by all this because I was going to get a major part in a major possible TV series. But little did I know that at lunchtime in the bar at the BBC, the head of British BBC comedy at that time was a friend of Clive Dunn. And Clive Dunn wasn't going to take the part, he was offered the part, he wasn't going to do it because he wanted to have another series with Spike Milligan. And the boss of comedy at the time said they weren't going to do any more Spike Milligans. So at the bar, he knew that him and Clive Dunn were quite close. And so he offered the part of the, what's his face, in the to him. And the boss of the BBC went down and saw David Croft, who was producing, what was it again? Dad's Army. Producing Dad's Army, and said, I've got Clive Dunn for you. And they said, oh, I've already cast it. So he said, who have you cast? And he said, well, an actor called David Jason. And he said, David who? I've never heard of him. No, he said, you don't have him, I've got you Clive Dunn. So that was what happened. 3 o'clock in this afternoon, I was at home. I got a telephone call from my agent who said, "You know that you've got this part in Dad's Arms?" I said, yeah, it's exciting. He said, "You haven't."
So Dad's Army's loss was only Fools and Horses game.
Yeah. I think, you see, the thing is with how, weird that life can change on one conversation, for example, is that I would have been trapped in Dad's Army, and so that none of the stuff that I did, from Fools and Horses to Open All Hours to Frost,
Darling Buds of May.
Darling Buds of May, thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Ask me another Bamba. None of that would have happened. So, because I lost that job, it was really, in a backhanded way, was the best thing that had ever happened to me, because it led me into the biggest thing of my career, which was...
Well, we're all glad you lost that job. We really are.
Thank you, my son. You will be getting the 20 quid in a minute.
I've managed to find Costa's question. We are running out of time, so we've only got a couple of minutes today. But if you could go back and Sorry, if you could go back and relive any episode or scene from Only Fools and Horses, what would it be and why? And that's for Costa, who's round the corner a little bit shy.
Well, there's two really. One, which is fairly obvious, is Fools and Horses, which is Batman and Robin. It's because of the fun that Nick and I had in those costumes. It was well known that whilst we were waiting to film and we were rehearsing in the van, we couldn't speak to each other. We were kept falling about, because if you are trying to play a serious role and you're looking at somebody that's dressed up as Robin, you don't stand much of a chance. And then he was looking at me and I was trying to be serious and I was dressed as bloody Batman. So we had such fun. So it was that, and the other one was, for reasons which I daren't explain, was the blow-up Don. So I draw a line under that. I can't explain it anymore. I'll leave it to your imagination.
I don't have a mic, but can I ask you a personal question? When you became a millionaire in the series, how did you feel? Did you feel deflated because you didn't have the chase anymore, like the character?
Yes. To be honest, I think that when we knew that it was coming up and they achieved that goal, I was very worried that where do we go from here? Because the characters would change. They'd have to, because they would be achieved. What they had in their mind forever was to be a millionaire, which was, very part of the journey of working class people. But to have achieved it would have changed the direction of the characters. So the fun, where would all that fun would have gone? And how would John have achieved that fun when we're on a different level? So, yeah, it did worry me. It really did.
Thank you.
So,
thank you, yeah.
So David, we're running out of time, so we need a question from Nick Crossway, and I'm going to ask that one. What's it like working with Ronnie Barker, your great friend?
Yes, good.
The governor.
The governor. Yeah, I really enjoyed the time that I worked with Ronnie, because he was such a brilliant craftsman. And one of the little stories was that whenever I had anything that was a line or two that was vaguely funny, or quite funny if you like, which was my laugh, if you like, Ronnie would come and top it. I'd get a bigger bloody laugh out of my laugh. And so I just loved that brilliance of him, and I learned an awful lot by working with him. One of the things that I did learn, which was really nice, no matter how big you become a star, which he was a really lovely human being. He was a lovely man. And so, I learned a lot from him.
Well, from one lovely man to another,
So also while the applause is going, give Steve Clark a big round of applause as well for doing the questions.